Welcome to another Todd's 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday. Brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Hey everyone, Santa Todd here. It's that time of year where I bring you gifts. Now here's what's going to go on. A lot of you have been asking about the generator, right? So if you have an RV style generator, you may have some questions on service intervals and everything else. Well, rather than me tell you, which usually is 100% right anyway, what I want to go ahead and do is bring on the advanced generator instructor over at the National RV Training Academy. This is Chris Wilson. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
Glad you're here.
All right.
So here's the thing, right? I don't know what you're going into. I haven't asked you the question yet. All right, so we're talking about service intervals. Take it away.
All right. The most important thing that you can do in owning a generator is to make sure you follow the service intervals that are from the manufacturer. I see a lot of generators, the first oil change is supposed to be at 50 hours. Some generators are listed at 20 hours, some are at 50. Every manufacturer is different. Make sure you follow what's in the owner's manual. People skip that and they go right to the first oil change. That's a no-no. You want to make sure we get that first oil out of that generator and get it serviced to get all the metal out of it from it breaking in. That's the most important oil change that you can do on a generator, and it's very important that you do it. We see a lot out in the field that have skipped that. So once you get to about your third service interval, on an Onan, that happens to be about 450 hours, you're gonna get a bigger kit. All of our components are gonna come in this nice kit, made from Onans, from Cummins, and everything's contained in here that you need instead of trying to source them separately. They come in with the oil. I highly recommend you just stick to what comes from Onan Max. That way you don't absorb any of the liability. You're using their products to do the maintenance on their products, and you cover yourself.
With the oil?
Yeah, you gotta keep lubed up.
All right.
Keep lubed up.
So anyway.
So on the big kits, you get your spark plugs. Everything's already packaged up for you. You get an oil filter, of course, a new air filter. Everything's all ready to go. You don't have to look up part numbers for all different components. You get it all in one kit.
Where do you get the kit is the question.
I highly recommend
Internet?
that you order it directly from Cummins.
On the internet?
On the internet. That is absolutely correct. And if you're over a certain dollar amount, hey, they ship for free.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a kind of a quick recap. You have your burn-in, right? And so
yes.
Typically that's going to be half the cycle. So it may be at 50 hours, it may be at 25. You're saying, hey, check your manual. Uses manual, depends, right? If you have an Onan 4,000 watt generator, the burn-in may be a little bit more frequent or a little bit smaller than, say, a 5,500, 7,500 watt generator, or even the 12,000 watt generator. From there, you have your regular cycles, 100 hours, 150 hours, or whatnot. Again, the manual is going to tell you. You're saying consult the manual. The first one is, most important, don't skip it, change the oil.
That is correct.
You got your second one, you change the oil. Roughly around the third one, this is whenever we're going to do kind of a big service. We're going to change out the air filter, we're going to change out the fuel filter, and spark plugs.
That is correct.
And then from there, we go back to our normal usage. Now, what are we looking at, miles?
No, we're looking at hours.
Hours, okay.
And most of these generators will have an hour meter either built onto the generator. Now, when I say this on most of these generators, I'm talking about most of them are going to be the Onan RV style generators. That's the most common one that we're seeing, but we're starting to see a lot of other brands out there.
Yep.
We'll get into in another video. But on the Onan specific ones, they're going to either have an hour meter usually on a remote panel or on the generator itself. Log those hours, keep yourself a logbook so you can keep track, because sometimes I don't even know what state I'm in, right, when I stop. You're RVing, you're all over the place, you don't know. It's hard to keep track of when the last oil change or service was done. And another thing that happens at the 450 at the big service is a valve adjustment. Now, that is a very big deal on at least the first one. You got to make sure that their clearances are correct on the valve so you don't do any internal engine damage from not getting them adjusted. Now, do you want to see what happens when you don't follow the manufacturer's procedures?
Sure. I usually sell the rig before I get to 450 hours, but go ahead.
So what we're doing when we're changing that oil, we're keeping the oil clean so that the surfaces, this here is a piston, and this is going up and down inside of the engine. We have to keep the oil clean because the clearances in this are so close to the cylinder that we need to make sure that no contaminants are in between it, because when we get contaminants in between it, we get some scuffing. When we get a lot of contaminants in between it, or we run low on oil, we break things. This one here has a broken connector rod. Luckily for this one, the connecting rod stayed inside of the engine and we didn't have a fire, but this ruined the engine. That was the end of the generator.
No longer producing power.
This right here, normally this part of the connecting rod, this is the broken part, is chrome. It's a nice silver of just raw aluminum. This one's black. The oil is cooked on this, and this is a telltale sign that this thing ran low or ran without having the oil changed enough.
Okay, now, on stuff like this, and of course talking to our average viewers, they're just looking more for the full oil change. When we get to that 450 mark, this is where we may want to consult, hiring, a technician.
Absolutely correct. To do a valve adjustment is a fairly involved procedure. We got to take valve covers off. We have to get in there with specific tools to do, and there's a specific procedure that you have to follow in order to adjust the valves correctly. And if you make a mistake in there, you could end up with catastrophic damage. I highly recommend that you hire a certified tech to do that.
And where would you find such a tech? It's actually been to training, by the way.
RVTAA, and they have a listing of a nice picture of the United States. So wherever you're at, you can zoom in on that area, and it'll have a link to go to each of the technicians that are close by in your area.
Right, and from there you can even filter down whether they're actually trained in generators or not. So
yes.
If you're specifically looking for someone who's trained in generators, you can actually click that filter and then look for those certified technicians who have been trained on generators as well. And that's the RVTAA.org. And there's your tech tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers.
And that's where you're going to get your fuel filter, your spark plugs, and...
Sound like you're getting one in there.
Good Lord. Last time we filmed something was in 2018.
That's about what we're about to do.
Look on rvtaa.com.
It's not org.
It's not org?
.org, yes.
Oh, God. One shot.
Yeah.
Only got 1 minute.
That's what they call me.
We did. I said
Yeah.
use the oil.
Yeah. We went all over that oil.
From NRVTA, it's on the what is it called? I forgot what that says.
RVTAA.org.
Spark plugs. You're going to get it.
You're too big.
I would look directly on RVTAA.
RVTAA.org.
Okay. I have a really good friend. He's really good at fixing things, and he tells me he fixes things with a checkbook. Some of us don't like to get our hands dirty, so that may be for you.